the companies are looking for 5 years or 10 years ahead, the CVC is important, or I can say more strong, it's necessary to have as a division.
Strong industry roots, robust corporate capital, growing appetite for the transformation in Japan. And there are more CVCs than VCs in Japan.
CVC is definitely the VC arm. So we can do the financial support by equity finance, and not only that finance aspect, we can do joint research or proof of concept, or using their each asset.
It's possible to get actually CVC funding such an early stage too, right? So now we are seeing the world, I mean, honestly speaking, like 15 years ago, or let's say even 10 years ago, VCs invest into pre-seed wasn't even like a thing. It was unthinkable. Most of angel investors were investing.
The venture capital itself is somehow seeking for the financial return, but changed to the CVC, corporate venture capital. Of course, financial return is important, but business strategic partnership or some corporate strategy are very important for CVC. So it's different from VC and CVC. So if we only calculate the financial return, such kind of gaming company or SaaS or AI related companies are very attractive. However, it's not somehow good for some CVC. We need to consider what they would like to invest or what is core sector. And within that sector, we will do our best to seek best company.
Okay, welcome to CVC in Japan and connecting startups with corporate innovation and trends event. Japan's CVC scene is really unique. Strong industry roots, robust corporate capital, and growing appetite for the transformation in Japan. So, and there are more CVCs than VCs in Japan, actually, in numbers, in terms of firms. Unlocking this potential requires a collaboration adaptability. So in Japan, we are, where trust, alignment, and a long-term vision of drive success. So it's not just about the capital, it's about the strategy, cultural understanding, and shared goals. So that's the spirit that we're going to focus on and talk about today. So we're going to talk about the current state of CVCs in Japan. We're going to talk about what corporate seeks beyond investment and startups' expectation on that. And we're going to talk about how startups can align with the corporate innovation. And also, what builds long-term and impactful partnership beyond investment. We're going to talk. So we're honored to welcome Yasu here. I'm going to give you a wrong name. So Yasumasa Saito-san, thank you so much for joining. He's very friendly, so allow me to say Yasu. So he's a very key figure in Japan's startup and corporate innovation scene, and he will share what's working, what's not, and what's next in CVCs in Japan. So stick around for this valuable conversation with Yasu, and we will be open up the stage for questions from you. So please cook meanwhile your questions. We will be open up like halfway through all the, or in between 20 minutes, 25 minutes for your questions. So we can expect out that. That being said, Yasu, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Yasumasa Saito. Just shortly, Yasu is fine. So I got my PhD in agriculture. When I was in university, I did biological control research to utilize insect viruses to kill the natural pests. So currently, regenerative agriculture or sustainable agriculture are one of the big topic for not only the agriculture, but also the chemical industries. Yeah, so I did such kind of sustainable research. And after I got my PhD, I entered to Sumitomo Chemical, one of the big chemical company in Japan belonging to Sumitomo Group. I spent a total 8 years in Sumitomo, 7 years as a researcher. So I was in the field station as well as a research center. So I did very upstream research, writing the patents, and also when I was in the field station, I did more like the final of the downstream, the development of existing products or checking the cutting edge products. And final 1 year, I was in Tokyo headquarters, international marketing department. So I did B2B and B2C of Sumitomo's pesticide, working with overseas colleagues to enhance the sales or marketing of Sumitomo's pesticide. And after 8 years, I changed my job from Sumitomo Chemical to SBI Investment. And currently, as I have such kind of background, I'm currently working as a venture capitalist, especially for the deep tech, clean tech, climate tech, food tech, agri-tech, material sciences, of course, biology. And today I would like to give a brief introduction of SBI and SBI Investment. And today's topic is CVC. So I'm from the CVC Department of SBI, so I will also explain it from my slides. Okay, so I'll give the overview of SBI Group and SBI Investment. SBI were established in 1999 as SoftBank Investment. So previously, SBI means SoftBank Investment. It was a financial or investment division of SoftBank. But in 2006, we are totally independent from SoftBank. So we are no longer SoftBank Group or no longer SoftBank Investment, but we are calling ourselves as a strategic business innovator. So we are independent group. And as you can see right bottom here, today we are the largest independent venture capital in Japan. As we were established as an investment or financial division, so we currently also have a strong body for finance. Today we have SBI Holding System. A number of group companies are more than 600, and consolidated employees are close to 20,000 in worldwide. We have financial services like SBI Securities. I hope someone are the customer of SBI Shoken. We also have asset management, investment, and crypto asset. And for the investment department, we SBI Investment as a venture capital are still core of the SBI Holdings. And also we are expanding our business sectors in non-financial. So we have SBI Pharma, SBI Biotech, belonging to the biotechnology or healthcare sectors. We also have SBI Africa, like African retailer business. This is our venture fund track record. So year by year, we have fundraising. And from 2015, average every 3 years, we have the fundraise, the general fund. These are like a mother fund, and we call it a general fund. This is the original fund. So ultimately, we are seeking for the financial return. And for each fund, we have hundreds of LPs from Japan and from overseas as well. North to west, north to south, east to west. So we have nice business collaboration with our hundreds of LPs. And the latest fund was established in 2023. We called it Digital Space Fund. But it's not only for digital or the space. We are also looking for clean tech, climate tech, AI, DX, healthcare, etc. But the most important thing is, again, the financial return. So we are looking for such kind of nice startups with huge potential for exit, IPO, or M&A. Our fund is looking for 70% for Japanese companies and 30% for overseas company. And also, as the fund size is $740 million US, it's somehow a huge fund in Japan or even in the overseas. So yeah, not only the Japanese company, but also the overseas company, we would like to have the nice connection with you. This is just some example of our portfolio companies. So what I want to say in this slide is that we are sector agnostic. We are not only looking at the healthcare sectors or SaaS sectors, but we are looking like environment and energy, or digital banking, or AI, big data, biotechnology, etc. As I mentioned, we are the largest independent venture capital in Japan. So we have nice ecosystem in Japan. So we have already invested around 1,000 companies in Japan, but we are not only limiting ourselves in Japan. So we have nice business collaboration in worldwide. For example, we have SBI Investment Korea, SBI Ventures Europe in Germany, SBI Holdings USA in Silicon Valley, and at the Seattle. Last month, we have established a Seattle office, collaboration with Plug and Play. So we already have more than 200 track record for overseas investment. And we would like to expand such kind of business collaboration in overseas countries and also nice business partners. And this is a final slide on today's main topic. So from 2016, we have started CVC Department. And as you can see here, today we have 21 individual CVCs from each business sectors or technological sectors. And for example, if you see this Nikon's case, the fund name is Nikon SBI Innovation Fund. This is not the balance sheet of Nikon or the subsidiary of Nikon. We actually create the fund individually. So the Nikon is only one LP of the limited partner of this fund, and we SBI Investment serves as a GP of this fund. So it's like only two organizations are here. We call it Ninin Kumiai in Japanese. So such kind of vehicle, we have 21, and each company or each fund has their own philosophy related to short-term or middle-term business strategy, or even looking 10 years ahead and looking at cutting-edge technologies or companies. And of course, CVC is still venture capital, so the financial return is of course important. But in addition to that, or more than that, the business strategic partnerships, these are very important for CVC. So we are not only calculating or doing the financial due diligence from CVC investment, but POC collaboration or joint research or joint venture possibilities, these kind of strategic partnerships are one of the key points for the CVC investment. And we have weekly basis meeting with each funds and introducing new startups or business trends, monitoring, etc. So yeah, we are also business or sector agnostic, and each players are one of the very well-known Japanese companies, and having not only the Japanese ecosystem, but also for overseas connection possibilities, we daily seeking such kind of activities. Yeah, that's very basic information of SBI and also the CVC of our funds. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yasu. Really appreciate it. I think the questions are cooking, right? When we introduce. Now, think as that this was a reverse pitch. So we're looking for founders to apply and then approach us honestly. So SBI doing great job. I mean, it's mind-boggling that you guys are invested over 1,000 companies, and it's amazing. And yeah, that's great. And then 25% of them actually overseas, because maybe half of the room, more than half of the room is a foreigner. When you have better chance actually to try. Anyways, 200 exits. That's amazing. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to dive into the questions. I have some preset questions, but it's for you. This is designed for you. If you have questions, please let us know after like 10 minutes-ish, 10 to 15 minutes. So with that being said, let's get my first question. I'm going to just put the background, just for the background purpose. Just a second. So meanwhile, I'm preparing. So here's my first question. So Yasu, how did you get started first? Because you're a scientist, right? He also introduced himself right already. How did you get started, and what motivates you to start and work in the CVC field?
Yeah, thank you for the first question. So, as I mentioned, I got my PhD. So I was in 9 years in universities, and when I was in PhD course, I also had a chance to visit overseas university, University of California, Davis in California. I was a visiting researcher for about 4 months, and prior to that, I was also in Vancouver for 2 years for my father's job when I was very young. So I'm looking for not only the within Japan, but also having nice collaboration in overseas or worldwide. So of course, after I got my PhD, I entered to Sumitomo Chemical, and the Sumitomo Chemical is a top-ranked company, especially for the pesticide division. So we have nice collaboration with overseas subsidiary companies or business collaborator. And when I was in research area, I also had a chance to work with nice cutting-edge startups. So that's truly open innovation possibilities. And also, I was in international marketing department. So such kind of, how to say, overseas, not only looking the Japanese market, but also looking the opportunities in worldwide, such kind of thinking or the atmosphere was in my mind. So I did decide to do more open innovation related. So I could do such kind of research or activities within the previous company, but to do in more general or to having the nice business collaboration with different CVCs, I decided to join SBI, especially for CVC.
All right. I'm curious about the CVC in Japan more honestly. So, what are the biggest changes happening in the last 5 years in the CVC in Japan?
Yeah. So actually, I was not in this sector 5 years ago, but I could introduce several feature or trends for 5 years. So as I mentioned, SBI Investment started CVC Department from 2016. It's 9 years ago. So from that point, the CVC is one of the great interests for the corporate companies. And we have started the first CVC in 2016, and 9 years, we have 21. And the number of the CVCs are increasing year by year. And not only the first fund, we also have the second fund for several CVC, Nikon, Mitsui Kinzoku, House Foods, and Tokyo. So such kind of activity, raising the first fund and also continuously the second fund. CVC activities are becoming very popular, and not only having such kind of vehicle like one LP and one GP, as I called Ninin Kumiai, but there are also the balance sheet investment CVC or the subsidiary company like that. So such kind, if we include such kind of activities, how to say, if the companies are looking for 5 years or 10 years ahead, the CVC is important. Or if I can say more strong, it's necessary to have as a division for the longer strategy, long vision strategy. Yeah,
it's amazing. So are Japanese CVCs more focused on early stage startups or later? And what was the earliest stage investment that you guys made?
Yeah, it totally depends on the strategy of the CVC itself. So of course, it's from early stage or the middle or later stage. If we do not want to take the risk, then the latter part would be healthy for the funds. So if the company are a little bit tending to have the financial return, then the middle stage or the latter part investment would be suitable for such kind of strategy. But if the company would like to seek the cutting edge or the from university original technology, then seed or early or even before the establishment of the company, we contact such kind of pre-company stage. So we sometimes visit the university and having the talk with a professor or some egg of the CEO. And we continuously have the conversation with them. And if they decide to have the company, suddenly we can have the connection with them. So we can consider investment from very early stage. Yeah.
You know, our accelerator focusing on very extremely early stage founders, which is from even with an idea. But I just learned today that it's possible to get actually CVC funding such an early stage too, right? So now we are seeing the world. I mean, honestly speaking, like 15 years ago, or let's say even 10 years ago, VCs invest into pre-seed wasn't even like a thing. It was unthinkable. Most of angel investors was investing. There were some cases for sure, but generally speaking. So now it's happening to CVs and VCs, and CVCs also come in extremely early stage. But still, there has to be some validation, some traction, you know, some good IP and so on. So it's amazing actually. It's very much eye-opening for me to have you here. Anyways, let's go to next. Maybe, you know, I know some questions you guys have, so I'm going to open up in very soon because there are very, you know, our audience also ask a lot of questions to us. I want to go through them very quick. So also want to remind the time, which is we have only 25 minutes left. So, give us some industries in Japan, like CVCs invest in predominantly. Can you give us like maybe 5 industries? What are the investments you guys make?
You mean the specific industry or sectors? Yeah, it's also depends on the CVC strategy, but in general, definitely AI is one of the great interests for any of the businesses. However, from a little bit personal aspect, but in my feeling, how to say, the green technology would be one of the good possibilities, clean tech or climate tech. Yeah, we know that the US changed their mind so rapidly. So the clean technology would be a little bit not good wind for at least 4 years. However, it's just some short trend. We have SDGs goals or net zero by 2050, or some company says by 2030. So we only have 5 years for 2030, or even 25 years for 2050. So we do have to do such kind of research or some development of a new technology, for example, nuclear fusion or some the next generation technology should be incubated from now. And also synthetic biology, it's like a hybrid of biology and chemical or physics or anything. So year by year or day by day, the technology are becoming better and better. So such kind of new technologies are one of the nice interests. Of course, like a health tech or the food tech, agri-tech, such kind of original sectors are also important. And from investment point of view, yeah, there are strong competition for the AI. However, there will be the nice potential for the financial return as well in that sector.
What are the top 3 things that you're looking for to invest for founders and their startups?
it also depends on the situation for the CVC. So we are not only seeking the financial return. So, for example, if the CVC is related to food company, it's not appropriate to introduce, for example, gaming company or not the business close, if it's not very close to their business or even they are somehow opposite side. It's not appropriate to introduce such kind of companies to, for example, foodstuff company. However, from the point of the financial return, the gaming company would be nice potential for the financial segment. So it's different from VC and CVC. So if we only calculate the financial return, such kind of gaming company or SaaS or AI related companies are very attractive. However, it's not somehow good for some CVC. So we need to deeply consider what they would like to invest or what is their core sector. And within that sector, we will do our best to seek the best company in that sector or having the strategic partnership with the CVC.
We have strategic alignment, right? With
Yep,
the CVC is most important. So that brings us this question, actually. By the way, I'm moving forward past the questions. So how do you ensure the alignment between your corporate strategic goals of startups to support when you invest?
Yeah, so CVC is somehow, not somehow, is definitely the VC arm. So we can do the financial support by equity finance. And not only that, like a finance aspect, we can do joint research or proof of concept or using their each asset. For example, the startup can provide nice technology to the corporate. And for example, corporate company can lease or use their asset like a factory or the marketing team or etc. So not only the financial support, but also accelerating their business or the technology. If they cannot do by only themselves, but with CVC support, there will be nice traction. Yeah.
Do you guys also do a venture client model too?
Yeah, of course. So currently, the venture client model is one of the buzzword, and it's originally from BMW. And the venture client model is, simply speaking, it's like becoming the client of venture startups. So in that case, we do not have to do equity finance or equity relationship, but if the company, the corporate company would like to utilize such kind of services or technology, then it would be nice to become the customer of the startup. It would be relatively shorter vision. So if they would like to have the achievement or modification within half a year or within a year, venture client model would be nice fit. Yeah.
Could you give us a one, success case study from the CVCs? CVC startup investment. I believe you guys a lot more than 200 exits. You said, mm-hmm. So that's amazing.
Yeah. So I can explain one example of my how to say our fund's experience. So, for example, the fund from House Foods, we did invested to the company, the name B-Case. This company is developing the food supplement to avoid the food allergy for the baby. Basically, for the foodstuff company, the allergy itself is one of the topic to eliminate. So it's somehow difficult to touch or manage such kind of allergy product. However, the house foods would like to have the nice quality of life to avoid the allergy symptom from the baby. So the BK's company is doing such a great development and also such kind of activities. So House Foods decided to have the joint development or the investment from House Foods CVC. So currently, we are working very strong or hard to establish no allergy for baby. It's one of the good example of the open innovation between the startups and the corporate company. The corporate company is somehow a little bit difficult to do such kind of not good wind previously, the allergy itself, but with the startup company, they can push forward to do such kind of development with the open innovation.
I see. As you can see, that great science can be commercialized with the CVC. That's why it's very exciting. Normally, how would this kind of bold ideas, especially long-term ideas, can get funding, right? It would not be that much easy, right? So that's very much necessary to talk about. So let's say we are a funder and we would like to, approach you. What are the common mistakes that you see when the funders approaching you?
Yeah, so CVC is still venture capital, so the money has no color. So if it is equity finance, even it's from VC or CVC, it's still the same $1 million US. So if they just want to, if the startups just want to have the equity finance from VC, somehow it's not appropriate to contact to the specific CVC. And also it's pros and cons, but if the company has the strategic partnership with CVC, it means from the opposite side, the possibility with the other company in the same sector would be a little bit limited. So, for example, if the company has welcome the CVC belonging to, for example, foodstuff or material sciences or some others, in that case, the deep POC with the CVC would be moving forward, but at the same time, it's somehow the color with that CVC. So the collaboration possibilities with other foodstuff company or material companies would be limited. So it's nice to have the collaboration with CVC, but from the startup aspect, it's also very important to select the CVC carefully. If the CVC is not appropriate person, the company or the partner, then even the company would like to raise the money or the fundraise, just keep in mind whether it's a best partner for the company or not. Yeah.
See, I'm learning a lot of things about CVCs today, honestly. So This is my last question, and then we will accept the questions from the audience. Please, meanwhile, prepare and cook, okay, your questions. So what do you think the Japanese CVC landscape will look like in 5 years? What are the trends?
Yeah, so for next 5 years.
Maybe up the future. From now on, I see that SBI has a lot of innovative approaches on the CVC, such as becoming a GP or co-GP to other corporates too. By the way, if you don't know what GP means, we are talking about general partner. It's a common term in all the financial institutions. So future trends in CVC.
So future trends in CVC. It's very important to do the continuous activity for CVC, not only for the one-shot CVC. It's somehow the reputation for each company. If the company just do the CVC for just 5 years, then the reputation of the company would be not good. So CVC activity is not for half a year or several years, but it's more like a 10 years activity. So generally, each fund's period is around 10 years. And average 5 years is for the investment, and the latter 5 years is for the incubation. So if we would like to continue the investment activities, we cannot wait 10 years for the second fund. So we would, it's good to make the second fund for the new investment activities. It's like a crawl, swimming. So as I mentioned, from 2016 and this 9 years, we have 21 CVCs, and the number is increasing. So I hope the CVC number will be increased, and each CVC it's good to have their nice color or the hook for the startup. Our CVC has this. Our CVC have this kind of how to say asset, or the overseas networking, or etc. And for each business segment, there are nice CVC. So from CVC, we have a right to select the startup. But not only that, the startup can also have a right, not can, they strongly has a right to select the CVC, who will be the best person, best CVC for the company. So such kind of ecosystem is expanding year by year, and globally, like SDGs or net zero by 2050, such kind of longer trends would be one key trends for 5 or 10 years. Yeah.
Thank you, Yasu, so much. Really appreciated your insightful discussion. And I'm going to accept the questions from now on. I see one hand was raising previously. Would you like to? I'm going to give you a microphone, but you need to approach here a little bit. Maybe you can come. This is the question seat, and he's going to provide you. Sorry. Could you please provide the microphone? Yeah.
Yes, so the Japanese startup culture has never been known for its good nature towards the founders, I guess, or it's been particular specific challenges in the Japanese startup ecosystems for in Japan. Whether you agree with that or not is, I guess, my question. And if there are any unique challenges, does CVCs or SBI have some unique solutions?
Yeah, thank you. So we Japanese use Japanese. So it's totally different situation with, for example, US company or Europe company. So if the company would like to expand their business, I mean the startup would like to expand their business, why not looking at the overseas market? In that case, they need to have the business collaboration not only within Japan. So, for example, the life science would be nice example. So, the pain or the disease is not only for the Japanese person, but it's for the human being. So if the company just look Japanese market, the TAM, the market would be small. But if the company expand their strategy to US or the other countries, then the market would be big. So it's nice or necessary to have the international collaboration as early as possible. And as I show the slide, SBI introduction slides, we have SBI Holdings USA or SBI Ventures Europe, and also nice business collaboration partners involved. So we can seek to introduce a company to each country or each business partner. So SBI can do such kind of traction helping to the startup from Japan as well, and not only the outbound, but also for the inbound as well. So if the company would like to come to Japan or enter the Japanese market, then SBI will be as a nice ecosystem or business collaborator for the company. The Japan is one of the representative Asian country. So that kind of business success would be export to the other countries, like in, for example, in Korea or in the other Asian countries. Yeah.
Any other questions, or would you? There is one more question there, but maybe after him you can also still, yeah. If there is no other question.
Oh, are you okay? So, thank you. I've known you for a while. My question is actually for you. I recently read a book, very interesting, written by the founder of Nike, called Shoe Dog. Well, I was surprised by the book that Nike was firstly founded by the Japanese investors called Nishio. I haven't heard of that. Sorry about that. But that was about 40 years ago, in 1970s and 1980s. By the time Japan's investment, Japan's venture capitals actually had a huge presence in the world. Yeah, actually, Nishio actually helped the founder of Nike won a lot of silkies or something. But now you barely hear any Japanese investors, famous Japanese investors in the world, apart from the SoftBank. So what happened during those past 30 years, making Japan's presence in the global stage shrinking so drastically?
Yeah, so it's also in the number. So the Japanese VC ecosystem is a few percent of the US market. So that is current situation. And also the number of the startups are very few rather than US or others. And currently, of course, the California, Silicon Valley is a rep for the ecosystem of startups or the venture capital. But as we know, the previous Prime Minister Kishida-san said, we would like to make a big ecosystem for the startups. So currently, we are doing our best to become more bigger for the venture capital as well as the startups. But yeah, we need to do our best to expand our ecosystem and also having the nice collaboration with international players. We are not competing each other for each countries or companies. We are doing yeah, of course, it's somehow competitor, but it's not the only the competitor, but it's like a business partner. For example, if very early stage company has investment from very seed specific venture capital, then if they would like to raise the Series A, then they need to welcome new investor. So in that case, from point of view of the return or the results of the fund, such kind of venture capital is somehow the competitor, but we would like to welcome such kind of new information from other VCs. So we are not the competitor. Yeah, of course, somehow, but we are in the same ecosystem. So we would like to receive the information from other VCs, like an introduction. And also we would like to give the information to other investors. It's also our, we do have to, or it's our, one of the main job to have the traction or the hands-on for the startup as well.
All right. Maybe we can get one more question because we only have 2 minutes, but please make it like a short. Would you like to get the microphone? After that, we have to make the next session will start very soon. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm Takuya. I wish I'm English not good, so short. I have question to you. I want to make the startup, so I came back here, and then my question is, I have passion. I have a sales skill and good action. Then communicate with my board member, like a business partner. That's why. Also, AI came out, so I asked to the ChatGPT come back good business models. So my question is that okay, ChatGPT, and then I try to your capital company and then my business model. You think is that possible? Even like that, like me, my type is no skill, but I have passion, and then ChatGPT give me the brush up good business model. And then if I pass your first step, of course your company is support as a business partner advice. That's why I have many good wish or like
the
that.
short answer, yes. Yeah, because even what we are looking for is the capability of the founders, and we help you out and build up this capability, shine it, and go global. Before even incorporation, you can join us. But it's not that easy, obviously. There is a lot of some extra steps on that. But I'm happy to connect with you on offline to give you more info. So thank you so much, everyone. Then thank you to our amazing speaker, Yasu, to join me on this fireside chat for your valuable insights and the real-world experiences that you share with us on CVCs, not just for Japan specific, but also global. And to the also founders and innovators are here. Thank you for joining us. And I would like to remind you that aligning with the corporate partner is not just about the funding. It's maybe also procurement, strategic partnerships, and many more opportunities coming up. And Japan is very big in this game, in CVCs. And Japan is open up global way more than ever before. So it's all about building a synergy and solving real-life problems and scaling with the strategic support from them. So let's keep this conversation to the offline. And thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much, Yasu, for joining us today. Appreciate it.